Welcome to another lore video, and this week we've got a couple of things to look at and some logs to go and find. So let's crack on. The rescue ships are moving closer to the action in two stages, as you can see from this article here. The first stage happened on Thursday when half of them moved closer to the war zone, but there was a problem with the ones that were going to move next week because they just vanished from their respective systems. So until late afternoon UK time on Thursday, we couldn't do any rescues because the rescue ships we delivered to, the ones that didn't move, that weren't due to move till next Thursday, they'd been accidentally removed from the galaxy, and anyone who'd left their ship on one of them when they logged out couldn't log in again or retrieve any ships they'd stored on them until it was fixed later in the day. Fortunately, FDev got on it in reasonable time and restored the rescue ships, but it lost us about 8 to 10 hours at the start of Thursday. Tissue sampling wasn't affected, so Operation Kleenex was still able to begin on schedule on the unpopulated alert systems to clear them before they become new controlled systems, because the rescue ships that did move were in the systems they were supposed to be and closer to jump to. So anyone doing combat, deliveries or salvage, likewise they had no problems getting started. Only rescues were affected and anyone who left their ship on one of the rescue ships that had gone missing. But yeah, it was still a delay we could have done without. Hopefully when the rest jump next week there won't be any problems and we can all get going with the rescue ships much closer, which will speed up the work a bit depending on what you're doing. But I'm not alone in wondering if this could be a premature move by the rescue ships. Yes, it's true that we've put a stop to the expansions and we've taken back a lot of systems as well as denying the Thargoids any new ones. But it's also true that we now have systems we can't clear because of the Barnacle matrix sites. And it's possible that the Thargoids could find another way to expand or even have a renewed push. Some of the rescue ships are within the range that we know scythes can go out to, which opens them up to attack and for pilots to be attacked all the way to the rescue ship. It's always dangerous to assume that just because things seem to be going our way for now, that this state of affairs will continue, and complacency and short-sightedness are as big an enemy as the aliens. So yeah, there's quite a few of us wondering if this is a really bad move by the rescue ships moving closer into the war zone, and whether at some point they themselves are going to get attacked because of this. As always, time will tell. As always, we've got to wait and see, but the thought has been planted in the seed of the player base now, so we'll be wary, very wary. Even though in one way having the rescue ships closer is better for us because it's not so far to take people, on the other hand it could also be putting those people and ourselves and the rescue ships themselves in more danger. We'll see what happens. A community goal just ran to bring supplies for the rescue ships and also for the upgrade to the Thargoid Pulse Wave Analyzer so we can see where in the Titan the human captives actually are. It was a typical two-handed community goal: combat and trade, bring supplies or kill the pirates. And it was also a bit of a washout. It reached tier 2 for the combat side, but the trade side didn't even reach tier 1. While the CG was running, this article came out on Monday where Sirius are offering Aegis help and willing to share their research on a project to recover human captives from the Thargoids. So far we've got Aegis and Azimuth as your main rivals for developing anti-Thargoid technology, and Hollowell who've joined up with Azimuth, but there's been no mention of Sirius, so this is a bit out of the blue, but apparently this is a long-running project of Sirius, even if it's only just been a long-running project since Monday. The title of the community goal was a bit misleading as well. It suggested that the supplies were to develop the scanner upgrade with, but when you read the actual text, the upgrade had already been developed and the supplies were for the crew of the rescue ships. It was a bit clumsy how it was done, and obviously the analyzer upgrade is an important story point as we can see from this article, so it was going to happen whether the CG reached its target or not. A few people have tried the scanner upgrade and it does show a new part on the Titan, the subsurface storage chamber, but that's it. as we expected, it just shows where they are, but another community goal will probably be needed to actually find a way in. The fact that these are called subsurface chambers has made some people wonder if they're going to be accessed with some variation on the subsurface displacement missile, perhaps blowing holes in those chambers to release the pods that can then be collected, much like subsurface mining itself. While that might be an interesting and dangerous way of doing rescues, it's also a lot less interesting than actually exploring the tunnels and caves that Shoji talked about, so part of me hopes there's going to be a little bit more to it than that. Again, all we can do is see. The Zachary Rackham story is continuing, with Brianna Blanco's continuing attempts to undermine him, prove that he's a criminal, and try and stop him running for president of the Federation. She's hired the Wall Glass Investigations Agency, and players got this message from them. A polite request. Commander, I'm contacting you after a recommendation from the Pilots Federation about your suitability for a sensitive task. We're currently investigating a claim regarding the history of Rackham Investments CEO, Zachary Rackham, made by Brianna Blanco of the Federal Times. Our findings relate to a long-standing rumour that Zachary Rackham once operated as a notorious pirate known as Calico Zach. We believe we've found information on an old crewmate of Zach's, Angelo Defries. It appears that Defries disappeared around 3992. Well, that's obviously a typo and should be 2992. Defries disappeared in 2992 in mysterious circumstances. We've obtained a security access code assigned to him at the time and believe it was last used in a Zeta Trianguli Australis system. I've uploaded the access code with this message. Go to Zeta Trianguli Australis and look for clues. We believe Calico Zach's gang preferred remote, unregistered surface settlements to conduct their business. The system has many worlds, so the search may take a while. We will monitor use of the security access code and contact you if anything useful is revealed. Francesca Wolf, Wall Glass Investigations Agency. So it sounds like if it's going to be an unregistered settlement, then it's advisable to take a detailed surface scanner with you. Right. So, Zeta Trianguli Australis. Well, that's not too far away for Cleo. There you go. 3 jumps. Once you get to Zeta Trianguli Australis, you're looking for body A7A. If you don't have a system map, there is a nav beacon here. Hit that and it will give you the system map, and then go to body A7A. That's where we're going to head now. And then when we get there, I'm going to hit it with the DSS, because if this is going to be a settlement that's unregistered, then logically you would not expect it to show up by scanning the nav beacon, but the nav beacon will give you the system map if you don't have it already. Hit it with a DSS and let's see what we can find.
Surface scan by 50%.
And there we are. Planetary point of interest with a salvage icon, not the exploration icon as we would normally expect. And I'm not sure if that would have turned up without a DSS scan or not, but better safe than sorry. Belt and braces. At least I know there won't be anything on this body that I haven't picked up already. Unless it was impossible to pick up, which would defeat the object, you would think. So, let's go in and have a look. In the middle of a crater by the looks of it. Yeah. Whoa. Don't know why it lost the destination there, but here we go. And it looks like a little base in the middle of this big crater here. It's not an atmosphere planet, so if you're on Horizons, they are keeping this so that you can get involved in this little story, follow this paper trail, and come to this base yourself. Well, I say base, look at that, it's a crashed ship. And yet there seems to be something there. Like, So that's very strange. Is that the wreckage of a ship or just the wreckage of a base and this is all that's left of it? Well, either way, I mean, that looks like, you know, the fuselage of an aircraft or something that's... Yeah, very odd looking place. Still. There we go. Let's drive into the place and have a little look around. There's a data point there. Ah, here we are. And if you've ever done any of these yourself or followed me on any of my videos where I'm doing it, these will be very, very familiar to you. You know the drill. Scan with a data link scanner. And there are 5 logs to find Angelo Defries, so yeah, we're at the right place. So there are 5 logs to pick up and a kind of thank you note from Wallglass, which we'll look at last. Here we go then with log 1. Accessing Angelo Defries archive. Uplink established. Access code valid. January the 14th. I think it's got to be 2992 again. What? I've got some news. What, Angelo? You know how Zach was interested in that vault on Mars? Which one? The Vandermeer Corporation vault. The one with the Threnodine files in. Threnodine files? Can you say anything that isn't a question? I don't know what the Threnodine files are, dummy. You do know who Vandermeer Corporation is. Provides healthcare for most of the Federation. What's the Federation? Are you kidding me? Yeah. Ha. You are such a loser. So what about this vault anyway? One of our contacts got word that a transport carrying a batch of Thenadrine to a test facility on Homeland. It's some kind of new military-grade combat stim, real spicy. We got the transport ship's itinerary. So tell Zach if he wants it. Zach will want to know whether the recipe is on the ship. That's what he's really after. Well, is it? I haven't got a clue. But you know what Zach's like. He can be real insistent. What are you getting at? I'll send you the transport details and you tell him. What? He likes you more than me. Just convince him that we've got all the info we can get for now. But the transport leaves in 2 days. Zach needs to decide if we're going to hit it. Fine, but you owe me. January 17th. Angelo? Hope you're not avoiding me, old chum. Oh, hi Zach, what's up? What's up? I'll be delighted to tell you. The Vandermeer transport was a decoy. You were fed bad intel, regrettably. Crap, what happened? We cracked the transport open and recovered 6 canisters of bio-waste. We had a good laugh about it. Eventually. Sorry, the contact who tipped us off is usually solid. I want to know who they are. Can do. I'll send you their info. Good. Then I want you to find out where the Thenadrine shipment arrived. If there even was a transfer, of course. I'll try. But the Vandermeer network is pretty tight. Our contact is about to depart on an unexpected and prolonged leave of absence. So you'll be picking up their slack. Find the Thenadrine recipe. Understood? Yeah, okay. 48 hours. Any longer you'll join your contacts on their certification and inform Bud that he's your backup. Given that he was so happy to act as your messenger, I'm sure he'll be delighted to help. Okay? January 18th. What the hell am I going to do? Calm down. Calm down? I've still got no idea where the Thenadrine shipment went. All I've got out of the Vandermeer network is a bunch of patient files. I'm a dead man, Bud. Panicking isn't going to help. He's already killed my contact. Sent me a severed finger in a gift-wrapped box. Would you quit it? Zach will listen to an offer if you can think of one. Oh, sure. Maybe he'll take my grandma's recipe for carnitas over combat stims. What exactly did you pull from the Vandermeer network? Patient records, names, addresses, medical history, biometrics. It took me hours to decrypt. It's all trash. Look through it for people of interest. Why? Leverage. What, you mean celebrities? Anybody. A governor hiding an illness from voters. An athlete lying about a busted knee during contract negotiations. People with something to lose. Zach will like that. I don't know, bud. Not sure that's going to cut it. A blackmail package compared to this Thenadrine stuff feels like nothing. You'd be surprised. Just take a look. Maybe you'll get lucky. January the 19th. But, what? You ever heard of the Rackham family? Well, they're mega rich, yeah. Yeah, own an investment group. We're talking multi-billionaires. Haha, did you find a void opal in those med records? Something like that. Sending you over a file. Holy hell. I know. Did you fudge this? Nope. It's Zachary, to use his full name. The heir to the fortune has been running around as Calico Zach for a while. That's insane. Why were you checking against Zach's DNA? Not DNA. Fingerprints. I was grasping at stardust, but nothing useful was coming up and Zach requested an update. So I checked for prints on the outside of that friggin' gift box he sent. Cross-referencing was a 1 in a million shot and... well, I hit the target, I guess. Well, you wanted leverage. Now you've got it. I can't confront him, you idiot. That'll get me thrown out of an airlock for sure. Tell him you found his medical record. A loose thread he must have overlooked. Offer it as an act of loyalty. Well, then he'll kill me for knowing his secret. Guess you're screwed. No Thenadrine, no alternatives. Damn it, if I'm going to use this info, I need to store it somewhere remote. Somewhere he'll never find it. If he kills me, his real identity goes public. I'll hold the copy you sent. Contact Zach and arrange a meeting. If I don't hear from you, I know a few people who can get this stuff out. You'd do that for me? We've known each other a long time. Can't let you get scrubbed, friendo. And since you told me, I'm probably in danger as well. So thanks for that. January the 21st. What's up, Zach? Angelo, I've been awfully keen to hear from you. You do realise our agreed schedule has passed. Sorry, something came up. Well, I hope it's something good. What have you got for me? You never told me you were one of the richest people in the galaxy. I'm quite proud of our little operation, but that's quite the embellishment. Flattery isn't what I'm looking for today, however. Have you found the Thenadrine recipe? Nope. Oh, that's a shame. I was honestly rooting for you. I found something more interesting. Leverage. Ah, a bargain. Leverage against who? Zachary Rackham. I see. What information do you have on them? Well, I know they have a secret life as a pirate lord. Let's see. Murder, extortion, kidnapping, trafficking stolen property. The Rackham family would be outraged. I fully agree. Assuming your evidence is worth a damn. A full fingerprint match. It's enough to have the FCI bursting into your family home. Thanks for the gift box, by the way. Are you hoping to trade this discovery for your continued good health? For starters, some credits would be useful too. I'm sure they would be. And maybe the name of whoever does your wig and prosthetics. You really do look different when you're playing outlaw, Zach. Don't push your luck, Angelo. I'm willing to play along, providing we remain civil. Civil? You were going to space me over some bad intel. I've got you a secret nice and secure, somewhere you'll never find it. Touch me and it goes out to every newsfeed in the galaxy, and you'll smile and like it because you don't want to lose access to your big inheritance. Ha! Well played. I'm impressed. So how would you like to proceed? I'll send you an account to transfer accounts to credits to. 100 million should do, then you'll never hear from me again. And the data? Safely stored on a portable data bank. Yours once the credits are received. My insurance copy stays buried. I'll wipe it once I know I'm safe. I have your word? The word of a pirate means just as much as yours. Very well. I'll have Bud collect the data bank from you. Seems fitting, wouldn't you agree? What do you mean? Never mind. I wish you luck in your new life, Mr. Defries. And then this last one, from the Wall Glass Agency. Commander, I'm confirming reception of the logs found at Wishbone Point. They will be forwarded to the Federal Times for consideration. Shame they don't include the fingerprint Defries mentioned. We've never been able to link any forensic evidence to Calico Zack. That would have been something. Thanks for your assistance, I'll be honest. This could have serious ramifications for the ongoing federal presidential elections. You've done something significant today. I've sent a slice of our fee. 1 million credits have arrived in your account. Francesca Wolf, Wallglass Investigations Agency. Everything except the final proof, eh? Well, that would seem to put beyond doubt that Brianna Blanco is not embellishing, exaggerating, or inventing Zachary Rackham's shady past. But nor is it solid concrete evidence that would stand up against him. As Wallglass have said, having a fingerprint, they'd have him banged to rights. But it looks like we still need more before we're going to convict the man. Let's have a look at a couple of the takeaways from that then. Rackham wore a disguise when he adopted his pirate persona, so his rich family wouldn't find out and disown him. I imagine by now he's made enough money of his own not to care what they or anyone else thinks. But back in 2992 it was an issue for him. We know nothing about his family, so maybe something will come of that. I don't think the consistently wrong date is anything more than a typo, but if you want some tinfoil, then it could be that someone has faked all this and messed up the date. They're not voice acted, and even if they were, we don't know what Rackham sounds like, so if it is fake, he could accuse them of using actors to frame him, but Honestly, I think this is just a typo and people are doing what they're always doing, over-reading into it and seeing patterns where there are none. So let's just go with Occam's razor for the moment and say that they just messed up the date. Besides, the consequences are far more interesting if it's true anyway. This article still has 3993 as a date, but also refers to 16 years ago, which would be 2993 in game time, so yeah. Of course, Rackham and his supporters are claiming the logs are fake. Rackham says he didn't mind being associated with a notorious character, a mythical character, in his words, because it gave him a more dangerous presence in the boardroom, and his supporters are even claiming that Brianna is working for Felicia Winters or Jerome Archer. It all smacks of desperate deflection, but it's damaging Rackham's share prices, and some of his backers and investors are already pulling out, according to this article here. So hopefully more will come of this, and we'll see what effect it has on his bid for president. Although, as I said last time out, why being a pirate excludes him is a bit of a mystery to me. Because, Hudson at T1000 was accused of trying to assassinate his predecessor, Jasmina Halsey, and it didn't do his presidency any harm. Nor did giving Aidan Tanner a pardon for carrying out an illegal raid without authorization. Next to that, what's a bit of piracy? The Barnacle Matrix sites that I mentioned last time, and which have significantly not had a single mention in Galnet, despite being around for almost 2 months now, have finally appeared in a teaser video for Update 17, which is due on the 16th of October. We now have a date for Update 17, 16th of October. I've linked to FDev's Twitter feed where they posted it, so take a look and see what you think. But it seems this is why they've not had a mention in the news yet, because they're set to be a major feature of Update 17. I hope a way to tackle them will be found soon, because as I said before, any Thargoid-controlled system with a Barnacle Matrix on one of its bodies cannot be cleared, so we need some way of dealing with it. Until we do, systems like Norog, Omumba, and HIP 23716 will continue to be alerted and then invaded again and again and again until we either lose them to Thargoid control or we can take out the control with the Barnacles in. When these sites appeared without explanation and stopped progress in those systems, I did think FDev were taking a big gamble by putting them there with no way of getting rid of them, no explanation for their presence, and no real way to interact with them. And then to have some of them cause nearby inhabited systems to be permanently alerted, that's a big ask, trusting the patience of the players to wait for an opportunity to do something about them. And I still feel that way, so I'm glad that the teaser for Update 17 looks as if things will move on with the Barnacle Matrix sites and we'll find out more about them. Perhaps, if we don't get the tunnels and caves and the on-foot action in the Titans yet that we all want, this is where we will. Stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.